Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, July 7th, 2023. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Last night, we got a chance to go check out the new-ish Chart House Prime. Food was good, but for some reason, they had a DJ playing EDM music over dinner, and it was pretty loud, and that thump, 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 thump was really awful for a pricey dinner. I do think they read the room wrong. Maybe they're using the Bud Light guy. Hey, be sure to sign up for the Daily News Recap email. We are going like gangbusters, and I will drop a subscribe link right here in the show notes. Just scroll down a little bit. But now we do need to get into the news and events, so let's get into it, shall we? Kind of an update on a story we mentioned yesterday about the Annapolis police arresting the guy with the fireworks. Yesterday, the police department modified their release, saying that the suspect actually lit the firework, something that they admitted the day prior. We're going to ask for some body-worn camera film and see what's up. An Anne Arundel County Public Schools teacher has been arrested and charged with rape and assault of two students in two separate cases. Carl Walls is a teacher at Northeast High School, and according to the Anne Arundel County Police, he was sending and soliciting explicit texts, videos, and photos with two students. He had sexual contact with the two, sometimes on the school property, and at one point put a knife up to the throat of a victim, asking if he should, quote, use it or not. Police got wind of this back in May, and he was removed from the classroom immediately by the school system. He was arrested and charged yesterday after turning himself in. Wallace, 27, lives in Edgewater along with his parents and is currently being held without bail until his hearing a little bit later on today. Police do suspect that there may be additional victims and are asking anybody that knows anything to contact the tip line at 410-222-4700. We've somewhat been following the growth of Annapolis-based Aerovanti for a while. They're a fractional jet ownership company that is relatively affordable. We did a podcast with them when they launched. We watched them get a ton of VC money. I think it was like $100 million. They had huge suites at the Preakness, and now it seems like we're going to watch them fall. They are now facing a second lawsuit, this time from a supplier seeking the return of aircraft and parts. The suit is for $1.3 million, and that's on top of several suits from customers for breach of contract. Now, if you have been losing sleep at night and have been waiting with bated breath to know which Pokemon characters Marylanders prefer the most, your wait is over. In today's stupid poll, we now learn that Pikachu is the number one, followed by Eevee, Charizard, Kabuto, and Squirtle. And we have worldofgames.com to thank for that bit of research. This is a bit off, but August 19th and 20th, it is the 55th annual Maryland Seafood Festival, with a twist this year. For more than 30 years, it's been at Sandy Point State Park, and this year it is coming back to City Diock, where it was born. Expect all of the usual goodness, but this year our favorite local restaurants are in the game, bringing their best dishes to enjoy. Tickets are only $15 in advance. You can get them at abceventsinc.com. And after a crazy weekend last week and a midweek break this week, the events are kind of chill. The Tempest opens up this weekend at the Classic Theater of Maryland, so if you are a Shakespeare fan, that's where you want to go. There is the Summer Concert Series at City Diock on Sunday evening. The final home game for the Annapolis Blues soccer team before they head into the playoffs is on Sunday at 5 p.m., Dinner Under the Stars on Saturday evening, and next Wednesday at Maryland Hall, the Annapolis Film Society is presenting one of their films called Jules, which is starring Ben Kingsley and Jane Curtin. And that's about it for the events. Now we have to start to wrap it all up for you. Today on Canines and Crosstreks, we meet Louie, an older silver poodle who would be a perfect match for nearly any home. Listen to our spot now and then check out eyeonannapolis.net at noon for our irresistible photos and get all the information on how you can adopt Louie. And as I mentioned earlier, we have a brand spanking new daily newsletter that features only the top news stories of the day. We send it out to your inbox at 7 p.m. every night. If you want to sign up, here's a link right here in the show notes. And if you know someone that might be interested in it as well, let them know too. Here's some podcast news for you. Tomorrow on the Local Business Spotlight, we're going to be speaking with the Put Away, coming to a big building near you soon. And next weekend, it's going to be the Ballet Theater of Maryland. And that's it. Now it's time just to say thank you for listening and putting up with us every day. I do hope that we add some value to your world. And if we do, please leave a review somewhere or tell a friend to give us a listen. We also want to thank our sponsors, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, Hospice of the Chesapeake, and Alpha Engineering. It's Friday, the weekend's here, and now it's time just to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, and keep shopping local. Other than that, we're going to see you on Monday. Now hang tight because George from DCMDVA Weather is here with the only locally forecast weather report you're going to find, and of course Canines and Crosstreks, so do hang around for that. All of that's coming to you in just a minute.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better, knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, July 7th. We're pretty much locked into a typical summertime weather pattern across the entire mid-Atlantic region at this point, with daily heat and humidity along with regular chances at scattered showers and storms. Look for highs today and tomorrow to be in the upper 80s to mid-90s across the Annapolis region with a chance of mainly PM showers and storms, followed by an ongoing chance of more showers and storms Sunday and Monday, though temps will at least be a bit cooler with PM highs in the mid-80s or so for most in the area. But conditions will heat back up again starting Tuesday and Wednesday with mostly sunny skies and hot temps in the upper 80s to maybe low or mid-90s in spots. Okay, that's it for today and this week. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day and weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info, so you can always stay weather informed.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
That can only mean one thing. We're headed to the SPCA of Anne Arundel County with Annapolis Subaru to play with the pups for this week's Canines and Crosstreks. Sponsored by Annapolis Subaru. Higher standards.
Hey, well, welcome to the first post-Independence Day Canines for Crosstreks, man. How you guys doing? How was your 4th?
It was great. It was great. A little hot, but great.
It's still hot.
It is still hot.
I haven't stopped sweating for days. It was awesome. Spent good time with my kids. Had a lot of fun. Saw some fireworks.
Nothing wrong with that?
Mm-mm.
Get some burgers cooked or something?
Ate some pulled pork. You know, there was some food that was consumed. Maybe a couple natural lights.
And the SPCA was in the Savannah Park Parade. So that was fun. The mobile unit went out. So we were here yesterday morning at 7 getting everybody loaded.
The Savannah Park Parade is probably the best one in the area.
It really is.
Well, Kelly, who did you bring with us today?
Okay, so we have Louie today, and Louie's 10 years old, And Louie's a poodle, and he's silver in color, as you guys could see.
He is silver.
Just
this is like a really cool
Yeah,
color.
and he's friendly as can be. I mean, he's sitting right over here with me, and he's, as you know, he went around and said hi to you guys.
Very polite.
So the only thing we had that he is on right now is because he has allergies. He's on Apoquil once a day. So, but we're going to work through his allergies and see what we can do about that. But otherwise, very friendly, and he needs to go home.
What is that?
He's
Is
only
that
been here a couple days.
Apoquil, is that a pill?
It's for allergies, yeah. It's just a pill. But you know, it's a pricey one, so I just said that because sometimes that does matter. You're going to be taking a dog home. So, but he's a senior. We consider him a senior. Poodles are considered seniors, usually around 7 or 8 years old. But as we all know, adopting a senior is a very rewarding experience.
He's very mild-mannered.
He is. He's kind of quiet and just
And
hanging
silver's
out.
unusual for a color for a poodle, isn't it?
Yeah, because there's silver, there's apricot and gray, and then there's the white standards, and then everybody kind of...
But Louie would be good. He's good with other animals and kids and everybody?
Yes, he is great with everybody. But once again, I mean, and the cool thing about adopting a senior dog is just that it's rewarding because you know they're older. But you have to remember when you take them home, obviously it's just the same as a puppy. It's going to take them a little while to get acclimated to your routine and to you and to their environment. So you kind of want to treat them the same as if, you know, you're just... But the training, typically, if they're housebroken, which Louie is, that's all... That's
all
really
taken
cool
care
too.
of
You
for
don't
you.
have to do that training of a puppy. Yeah.
You know what you guys ought to do? You ought to develop some sort of like a puppy training video series
That's a great idea.
that, you know, hey, you know, watch this hour and a half.
Right.
Before you fill in the adoption, you're all cool. Mm-hmm. But watch this before you make your final decision.
Yeah.
May not be a bad idea. Hey, did you guys reorder your Prozac from the 4th of July for all the dogs?
Oh my gosh. You know, we crank the radio here and we have radios everywhere, obviously. And just because the dogs do get super scared. I know my dogs were freaking out for hours, just panting and pacing.
How many
and
dogs do
panting. You know, well, actually, you know what? Update on Cyrus. He's doing great.
Is he?
Yes.
Is he
He's
staying,
fabulous.
is he staying at home now?
Yeah, he's at home.
Full-time?
Oh, okay. He's at my house. Did I say home? I'm fostering. Right? Until I
Busted.
adopt, it's just a house that he's being fostered at. Yeah, he's fabulous. But yeah, the 4th of July obviously brings a lot to the shelter that we get concerned. You know, we're closed, but obviously we have staff and volunteers coming in and walking the dogs and everything. But we also just worry because if some of the dogs may just require a little bit more love and care on nights like that.
I mean, I can imagine a shelter full of dogs that just absolutely lose their mind.
Yeah. And, you know, and we've heard, and we actually do have a few strays that have been coming in today that obviously escaped from wherever they live or from wherever they were. And that's why it's super important to have your animal microchipped. So Annette, our clinic manager, is going to speak to how important and just talk a little bit about microchipping.
Well, hi, Annette. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good. Well, I know Kelly was telling us about how important it is to microchip the animals, especially around the 4th of July when all the animals lose their mind.
That is correct. A lot of
Because of the
booming.
fireworks. But and you are the microchip guru, I understand.
We do microchipping. We do it at our vaccine clinic, and actually we can do it anytime. If you can call for an appointment, we can get that set up for you. Usually not on Sundays, but Monday through Saturday we can get that.
Okay, now the microchip is a thing that Elon Musk wants to implant in all of our necks, but you're currently doing it in dogs? Is that...
Well, but
Cats?
it's to find your dog, not for your dog to pay for its food at PetSmart or something. No.
You're not looking up credit cards to it? Yeah.
It's a little radio frequency. It is not GPS, so you won't be able to locate them through your phone. It's just if somebody finds it, they're scanned, and a number will come up, and you'll call the number, and they'll give them your information.
Okay, that makes it real easy. I mean, if somebody's able to get a hold of an animal that got away. Well, I imagine with the 4th of July, you've got plenty of animals that are have lost their minds and lost their ways.
Correct. Actually, we just had one come in about 2 hours ago, and it was microchipped, so we were able to send it back to its owner.
Okay, so when you adopt a pet out, are they all microchipped?
All of our dogs are microchipped, whether they were microchipped when they came in. Sometimes they'll already have a chip, or before they leave, they're always microchipped with 24-hour pet watch.
Okay, and a microchip is a lifetime thing, right? I mean, it doesn't need to be replaced
Correct.
or anything like that. It's just like an injection, isn't it? Sort of.
Correct. We use the microchip minis, so they're tiny. like a little smaller than a grain of rice, actually. They are registered. As soon as we put them in, they go right to 24-hour pet watch. As soon as they're adopted, it goes into the people's names, and it's already registered here and with 24-hour pet watch. They don't have to pay for anything unless they want a lifetime membership where they can call and say, I want to do this, I want to do that. Otherwise, if it's just registered, you go online and do everything that way.
I mean, it's good for life of the animal. I mean, what if we move?
If you move, then you need to go online.
Go online and change the address?
Yes. And that you can also do that when you go on vacation. You can also go on and put on a note. You can put in an emergency contact.
Oh, that's smart.
And stuff like that.
So if I were to find a dog, per se, roam in the neighborhood, wrangle it up, I don't have to bring it here. I could take the dog to any vet in the area?
Well, that's the issue. Usually between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m., you can probably find somebody that's going to scan that.
Okay.
The vet offices are usually open. Between 8 p.m. and 7 a.m., it's going to be a little harder. So if you live way down South County or something, you're probably not going to drive up here to the emergency clinic, which is probably going to be the only thing open, and have them scan it.
So if you're going to be a lost dog, you want to be found during the day.
Here's a hypothetical for you, though. Okay, I adopt a dog out of the SPCA here. And he's microchipped, and I go online and I register my name, and here's my address at 123 Main Street. Life goes on, and it's great, and all of a sudden I move. And that is like the last thing on my mind to change my address. And my dog gets into my new house and goes, okay, where the heck am I? This is not my house. I'm going back home.
Right.
What happens then at that point with
Well, if they call, they're going to say, this is the address, and this is either the two numbers we have. Sometimes people give a home number and a cell phone number. So they'll try those first. If you've changed those, they'll say the microchip was registered with us. So they would call us next.
Oh, okay. So it does hold you as the originator.
Yes. We are the implanter. Okay. So we will always be on file.
What about guinea pigs?
No, you can chip them. You can chip everything.
You chip anything?
We've actually had...
Just chip it?
The first thing we chipped here was 11-foot and 12-foot pythons.
Oh, my.
We actually had to have them chipped to send them to the rescue they were going to.
You definitely want to know where those are.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Know where they are right now.
Yeah, I want the GPS on that one. And that's one of the worst feelings ever. I've definitely had it where one of our golden retrievers has you're like, oh, where are they? And then you can't find them, and panic sets in, and worst case scenario, right. And then eventually each time it's happened to me, we've found them. But yeah, no, it would. Sure. It brings great peace knowing that if somebody else were to find the animal, that they'd be able to get tracked back.
And I will say, Billy, you had homework last week, if I remember correctly.
I did. I'm just glad that I remembered what the homework was.
See?
It's never been a strong suit
because
things have changed.
I mean, we were talking about the Jess Fest, which is July 15th at Fairview Farms in Davidsonville.
Yep.
I'm kind of excited to go because Ashley and Food Truck's going to be there. Kelly's kind of excited to go because the SPCA is going to be there.
Right.
And get all that information at Jess Fest 2023 on Facebook and get your tickets. And I do recommend everybody does it. But you were talking about how Annapolis Subaru just, is a sponsor. You get behind this. And it's every time we turn around, we're talking about something that Annapolis Subaru is getting behind.
Yeah, no.
And we said, well, what's the list?
What's the list? I mean, the list is it's long, and it's it's something that we're very proud of. I mean, we've been in this community for a long time, and one of the our owners have made it a very important part of our business model is to be involved in the community as much as possible. So, I mean, you want me to name all of them?
How much time do we have?
Can you speed read them?
I could probably speed read them. So these are our ongoing partnerships that we've.
This is going to be like Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire," right?
Yeah, exactly. So we've got ongoing partnerships with a lot of local charities: the Lighthouse Shelter, Sarah's House, Hope for the Warriors, Chesapeake Bay Foundation is a big one, Annapolis Maritime Museum, Chesapeake Bay Trust, Arundel Rivers Federation, Annapolis, and Anne Arundel County SPCA, obviously.
How about that?
Anne Arundel County CASA, Historic Annapolis Foundation, Mills Parole Elementary School, Summit School, the Almond Foundation, Believe in Tomorrow Foundation, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and then Maryland Federation of Art, and then our latest is Jess Fest. So
that's awesome.
That's
awesome. Man,
great.
you guys love the
And that's
bay.
just
You guys love the bay and puppies.
We like the bay. We like
you go,
puppies.
see?
Anybody, the underserved, abused and neglected children of Anne Arundel County, very important to us with CASA. But
Our homeless population, because I remember the socks earlier in the winter.
Lighthouse Shelter. Yeah, I mean, we try to, we do as much as we can with, the resources that we have. But it's, a lot of all of these, organizations mean a lot to us.
Well, I think it mean a lot to everybody that's listening to this. That, if not all of them, but certainly many of them.
Yeah.
So the moral of this story is go out and buy a damn Subaru.
Buy
more money.
And it's like, Subaru says, it's share the love, right?
Yeah.
But you guys, Annapolis Cars, spreads the love, huh?
Yeah. So we've.
I love that.
Annapolis Subaru does not stand alone. They've got sisters and brothers and sibling rivalries and everything else. Right?
We've got Volvo Cars Annapolis, Annapolis Hyundai, Genesis of Annapolis, and then Gateway Subaru, which is down in Salisbury. So.
Right. Do you guys still have that a used car output?
Yep. The Cars for Kids.
Right off of Whitehall, right?
Pre-online. Yep. So when people who've waited in traffic going to the beach have probably tried to pee there before. But
there you go.
No, they have a lot. Yeah, we have pretty much whatever you're looking for. We've got. So it's not just Subarus. We touched on Jess Fest a little bit earlier, but I'd just like to just elaborate a little bit more on what's going to be going on there. It's going to be very, very family friendly. So, I know we're all looking for stuff to do with our kids, especially in the summer months, right, when they're not in school. So it's going to be very kid friendly. There's going to be a kid zone. It's going to have a bounce house. The face paint lady is going to be there. Kona ice, lemonade stand. There's going to be adoptable animals there from the SPCA that your kids will fall in love with. And
it's just 9 days away.
Yeah, 9 days away, and then and all of the benefits from Jess Fest are going to go to the Jess Stash Beard Love and Light Foundation. Which is going to then distribute the funds to Mediviver, Almond Foundation, Respite Retreats, Jess Beard's Ears Over Fears, the Wellness House, and then Shannon's Comfy Chemo Care Bag Project. So all organizations and charities that really helped Jess out a lot when she was going through her fight. So this is one of the things that one of the reasons, or the reason that we're doing this, is to keep her legacy alive.
It's a beautiful thing,
right? So when she was on her way out, this was something that was very important for her to know that her family and friends were going to continue to do. And something that she actually said was that cancer changed my life in most ways horribly, but I just can't ignore the light. I found myself, I found my voice, I found my people, my tribe, my place in this world. I've done more impactful things in the past 4 years than I have in the 26 before that. And that's what I want my life to be, and this is my legacy. So that's what we're trying to carry on.
Well, I will definitely be there. That'll be fun, and we'll see what pups are there.
Yeah.
Well, if you would like to adopt Louie, and you should, he's just such a chill, great. I mean, I'm sure you have a chair at home. It'd be just perfect for Louie just to pop up and like watch Wheel of Fortune or something like that.
What's one more?
Instant companion.
That's right.
It's probably very wise too, since he's a senior dog.
That's right.
True.
Can drop some wisdom on you.
With age comes wisdom.
But you want to check out AAC SPCA to learn more about Louie and how you can adopt him and give him his forever home. And AnnapolisSubaru.com is where you would like to go to get any kind of a Subaru you want in there. And again, any one of their models would be perfect for Louie to ride shotgun or in the back. All righty. Well, we will see you guys next weekend. Have a great week, man. Happy 4th. Belated.
Thank you.
Happy belated 4th.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.